Hey guys, if you're a freshman that's going to attend USC, then this video is for you because it'll teach you all the things that you need to know and do before attending school year. I'm pretty sure there's no tutorial like this online, so I hope it provides some value to you guys because I know it was really frustrating when I was trying to figure all this stuff out for the first time. So yeah, let's just get right into the tutorial. I do have to say one thing though. I'm a biology major in Dornsife, pursuing the pre-med track, so your mileage may vary depending on what school or major you're in. And just letting you know, I might have not covered something because I either forgot, did not know, or it's already been covered extensively online. So please let me know in the comments if there's something that you want me to talk about. So the first thing you have to do is accept your decision to go to USC by either paying $300 or by having a fee waiver. Now your admissions portal might look a little different, but there should be some simple directions to help guide you. So now you have to confirm your FAST information. So what you got to do is click here underneath that icon to direct you to the FAST portal. And once you do that, you'll see 4 different tabs on the top. And the first tab shows your application status. Second tab shows your financial aid summary. So it shows like more in-depth view of all the costs. The third one, it shows a more like a simplified view, and then there's a planning worksheet if you need. Basically, if there are green check marks next to the different things, then you're good for that. If there's like a yellow clock and it's like still processing, and then I guess like another key link is underneath where there's like a bunch of gray links. The required info and forms link is pretty important, and the document link is pretty important to see which files you uploaded. There's also this thing called the Norman Topping Scholarship for first generation or low income students that you could apply to help offset your costs of certain things at USC. And you have to apply to it pretty early because the deadline is in March 1st for freshmen and June 1st for transfers and graduate students. So now moving on to the MySHR website. This is your student health portal, and the only links you have to care about right now are the medical clearances link and the groups/workshops link. So the medical clearances link has just a bunch of items for you to fill out, like your health history and also your consent to treatment, and that's just what you need to do for that. And then for the groups and workshops link, you'll have to sign up for a children consent workshop that everyone has to do. And you could also sign up for different types of workshops that are offered at USC for free, and they're pretty chill and they could be helpful for you. And then if you really want to, you could also sign up for free counseling under the appointments link. And yeah, it's free for like a little bit and then you get referred. And if you guys have outside health insurance and don't want to use USC's health insurance, then you could either waive it here or look it up online. So regarding placement exams, if you're in a situation similar to me, then you'll have to take math and chem. And you could also take foreign language if you wanted to just like pass out of it, or if you wanted to go like study abroad. And you're eventually going to have to take it, but it just has to be either before 64 units or before 96 units, depending on your situation. But for math and chem, when I took them, they were pretty easy. And I think you should be fine as long as you took up the pre-calc and you took up to even just honors chem. But just be sure to review quickly before and you should be fine. I would say that math is calculation heavy while chemistry is more conceptual heavy, but it's not too bad. So the MyUSC portal is going to be the bulk of this video because this is what you're going to be using for the next 4 years, and it has all the links that you need in one place. And I'll just be going through only the relevant ones because like the other ones are like not necessary. So for my page, just ignore everything below all of those links, like just facing it right now, because all of that stuff is not needed and it's just extra. But you can focus your attention on the edit widget button, where you could add or remove links that you want on your front page. But that's all you really need to know for this. So if you click the Blackboard link, that'll lead you to this page, which is the central hub for all of your classes and grades. And you could click personalized page to spice it up, or you could click the gear link to edit how your courses show up. I edited mine so only the course name shows up, because all the other information is just like junk and it just makes it super cramped. And I don't know if this is going to be different since we're going back in person, but I had an online orientation experience class, I guess. It's not great or anything, but you just take your own school's course and you just learn about different things about the school, and you can take placement tests there. So that's kind of your main like base for that. So going back to MyUSC, you should now click the safety and wellness link, and this leads you to this page where you will have to do a bunch of these health modules as a student, and it's pretty lengthy in terms of the content, but it's not hard, and it's just making sure that you're safe. So just complete that. So once you go back to MyUSC, you can click the Oasis link to lead you to this page, and this page is the official page where it has a bunch of like your transcripts, like different financial information, like you could pay here, and also information about transferring. And then also you could order your transcripts here, and you could also change like your address and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not really super necessary until later, but it's good to familiarize yourself with this. So going back to the MyUSC page, if you clicked Connect SC, that'll lead you to this page, which is a listing of a bunch of jobs and internships that you could apply for, and you could create your own profile and add yourself to like a resume book. So this is more of like the business side where you could just sign up for different things. So this is called the Trojan Network, and it's not connected to MyUSC, but you could just look it up. And it's a collection of all the alumni of USC, or whoever signed up on here, I guess. And you could just connect with them and like ask them questions, and it's relatively new, but it's pretty useful. But going back once again, you can now click Pay My Bill, and that'll lead you to this page where you can see the different payments that you need to make or money that you're receiving. And this is more of like the financial stuff. It's a little bit different than the Fast portal. Now going back, you could click the US card link, and that'll lead you to this page where you can sign up for your ID card. And I think they either drop it off to you or you can just go pick it up. But yeah, pretty simple. So now I'm going to be talking about the more optional stuff, and this is the student jobs link where you could sign up for different types of jobs that they just directly post onto here. I think it might be connected to Connect SC, but this is just a more convenient way. And finally, go back and click the student directory link, which will bring you up to a page where you could look up any student by their major or email address if you ever needed to know the information, or you could just look up if you're curious. And I wanted to add that I'm not sure if this is still a requirement, but if you look up iGrad USC, then you're going to have to take some courses, which are pretty easy, about like financial literacy and stuff. And yeah, you just do them. So for the bulk of the video, just click on the web registration, and you're presented with this page, and then click on your respective semester. And this is what you use for your orientation. And you just click through the bunch of like notifications that pop up. And yeah, I guess one thing to add is that there's a thing called tuition refund insurance, which I usually just say no to because it just costs extra money. But it basically means that like if you ever have to like leave school, then you get the money back for like you get your tuition money back. But it's super unlikely, so I just say no to that usually. So going through each relevant tab, the My Calendar view just shows your classes in a weekly format that's easily like understood. And My Coursman shows you all the classes that you're registered for and just all the necessary information for that class. And you can see whether a class is closed or just like who's teaching it, and just like the times and days and like the location. But that's pretty much it for this. And then going back to the main page, there's a list of a bunch of schools, and under each school there's a bunch of different types of classes that you could take. And I guess the most relevant for you guys is the G requirements section, because it shows you all the requirements you need. And you could click on them and just see which classes are available for that semester. One thing I want to add is to get the USC schedule helper extension, because it's super useful. And when a class is full or closed and you want to get a spot in it, you could like turn on notifications and just make it send an email to yourself when a spot does open, so that you could just quickly go and register for it. So definitely get that. And also, you could only take a maximum of 18 units per semester, and the only way you could take more is by applying to this thing called exceptional funding, which is for merit scholarship people only, or you could apply to the academic achievement award. So just look up those online, and there's like a bunch of information on it. And I want to talk about transferring in credits. So the 3 ways you could transfer in credits is through AP scores, IB scores, or community college classes. And you could bring in a maximum of 32 units before you start at USC. And you could like clear your GEs basically with these classes, right? And that's only if you take these classes before starting USC. So you could take classes over the summer, but that's like your only opportunity. And basically, if it doesn't work as a GE, then it will just come in as elective credits. So you could actually start as a sophomore. And I want to talk about the different like numbering system and lettering system, because that's like pretty confusing when you first come in. So if there's a G in front of it, that means it is a GE course. If there's an X, that means it usually is like a non-credit course, so you could just take it, but it doesn't count for like any major or anything. Capital L means there's like a lab associated with it. If there's a W, that means it counts for also GEG. If there's a P in front of it, that means it counts for GH. And if it's lettered through like A through F or H to J, that means you gotta like take those in succession, and like they come in order. And then also the letter M is not used anywhere, but it just means like multicultural requirement. And in terms of the numbering, starting from like the zeros, that just means non-credit preparatory courses. And then going into the hundreds, it's just first undergraduate year courses, 200 second undergraduate year courses, and 300, 400 is pretty self-explanatory. And after that is the 500 level courses, which is for grad students. And in terms of GE requirements that you need to take, you need to take 2 of GEBs and GECs. And also you have to take GEG and GH. But then those you could overlap with other GE classes. And there's also these 2 types of classes that you need to take. The first one is called a GSEM, which is a GE seminar. And the second one is called RIT 150, which is your writing class. And then the second part, I guess, of that is called RIT 340, but you'll take that in your like junior year. And I've heard some bad things about GSEM and RIT 150 in terms of the difficulty. But I think if you just work hard, it should be relatively doable. Personally, I'm in this program called Thematic Option, and also in the Freshman Science Honors programs. So you could just like, I guess, ask me questions about that. But I would recommend doing them if you do get in, because I don't know, they've only helped my experience at USC, even though it is like a bit more difficult. Yeah, I don't know, I just like it. And then some other things I want to cover are the OAs, the orientation advisors. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, they're just students, and they could really like help you with this stuff. So definitely like reach out to them for any advice. And then in terms of like your actual advisors, I would say use them more as like a sounding board, because I feel like you should just do all the like heavy work of like figuring stuff out, and then just present it to them and like seeing what they think about it, because they're like super busy also, so it's kind of hard to reach them. And then one last thing is the stuff that you need to get in terms of like studying. I'll just say get an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and then either get Notability or GoodNotes, because they're just gonna be super useful, and you don't have to like lug around like a bunch of notebooks or anything, and you can just like always have it on your cloud and just access it anywhere. So just get those things. So 2 extra things. First of all, go to Engage SC, and you could look at all the USC clubs and just see which ones you like and which ones you're interested in, and then you could like, I guess, sign in, and you could like kind of like join them for membership. But I mean, usually they don't do anything like if you sign up for membership, but sometimes it does work. And the second thing is to go onto Trojans 360 for a bunch of articles about USC and like advice and stuff you should know. So this has like a treasure trove of information which you should utilize. But anyways, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for today. So I hope you got something helpful out of this. And hopefully I'll make more content like this in the future. So remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.